Greetings, fellow sentient beings on the planet. How are you today? Whether it's morning or afternoon where you are, it's good to spend some time with you. Good morning, Mona, Train Valley, KLG on YouTube, and good morning on TikTok. I've had a few malfunctions with TikTok this morning, something to do with sellotape. So if something goes wrong and you hear a clunk and the picture just suddenly disappears, I've had another misfunction with sellotape, so bear with me. Good morning, Tracy. How are you doing? And you're from Wales. Brilliant. Good morning, Rebecca. And good morning, Mandy on TikTok as well. So today we're going to spend about an hour and a half. So if you can stick around for all that time, that's brilliant. But if you can't, that's fine. Just dip in and then go and do your stuff. It's Friday. If you're watching this on Friday, well, the weekend is just around the corner. If you catch this at another time, so if you're watching the recording, it's still relevant. And the reason I believe it's relevant is that it's timeless, because if your spirit guide or if the universe or your guardian angel or whatever you subscribe to, however that works for you, if they wanted to get a message to you, then why would they not use the algorithm to get something to you, to get a message to you? If the algorithm has got you here, perhaps there's something you need to hear from this video, no matter when you're watching it. And good morning, Mandy on YouTube. You are in both places at once. Omnipotent Mandy this morning. Right, okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of astrology, just dipping our toes into the skies. We've just had a beautiful book, full moon, which was wonderful and should have made everybody feel brimming full of confidence. And if you didn't get that confidence, then you might be in for a treat today, because there's something lining up in the skies which is all about that sort of boost to your confidence. We've got the sun in Cancer forming a trine, so forming a triangle with the North Node in Pisces, and it's sextiling the South Node in Virgo. That is like the recipe for a huge dollop of confidence to come your way. So today is a day to trust yourself, trust your own judgments. Good morning, Rachel and Katie on TikTok, and good morning, Thelma, and good morning, Gav on YouTube. So if you've been needing a boost to your confidence, or if there's something that you need to do which is going to need you to feel a little bit sure of yourself, today could be the day to do it. Okay. If you've got any questions, this is a forecast show. If you've got any questions, I would suggest that you try to wait till the end, because I tend to go to questions at the end of the show. Because if you put them in during, it's really easy to miss them because they just go past. And if they don't get picked up and pinned, because you can only pin, I think it's one comment at a time, and I haven't found a way to highlight them yet. So if you could wait till the end, that would be great. But I will try and pick any out as we go along and maybe write them down or something like that. But it's tricky. It's tricky. So anyway, tomorrow, astrology wise, we're talking about confidence today. Tomorrow it's all about socializing and friendship. Okay, we've got the moon in Aquarius trining Venus in Gemini and opposing Mercury in Leo, and that's about, it's going to make you want to reconnect perhaps with somebody, or people that you haven't seen for a while. There could be some challenges there as well, because we have got that opposition with Mercury and Leo, so that could cause you to feel like some of those relationships could be a bit tense. Now, what those stars and planets would be saying would be the ideal people to reconnect with tomorrow. Good morning, Luke. Good morning, Caleb. The ideal people to connect with tomorrow would be those ones that it does feel like a challenge to connect with. So if there's when you get into that situation where you haven't spoken to a friend for ages, and the longer you leave it, the more awkward it is. And 10 to 1, when you do reconnect, it's like you have never spent any time apart, and afterwards you're like, wow, why did I worry so much? Why did I get that sort of reconnection anxiety? So if there's somebody like that, tomorrow is the day for you to reach out to them. So do that and reconnect. Good morning, Helena. How are you doing this morning? And good morning, Linda, as well. And good morning, Gav. Did I say good morning, Gav? And good morning. I like the way Gav's put good morning to the Sky Squad. That's pretty cool. Right. Okay. So we have gone through the astrology. We're now going to have a look at a collective reading. So I'm going to do a 3-card collective reading. This could be directed at you. Particularly, you might find it resonates directly with you, or it could be more overarching, it could be more generic, okay? But gives me the opportunity to pull 3 cards and give you a narrative. When we've done that, what we'll be doing is going into the 12 double card pickup. So you can choose a number between 1 and 12, and we'll go through 12 interpretations of double cards, looking at the contextual relationship between those 2 cards, hopefully to get you an answer to the question that you have, or the question that you've posed. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And we're glitching on YouTube again, says KLG, a little buffering but doable. You know, that is my broadband bandwidth. It's just not great out here in the sticks. So when I did this the other day, we had the phone on data and the laptop on Wi-Fi on the broadband, and it seemed to work, but I ran out of data. So we're going to have to do it like this for today, and just see how it goes. That's such a shame. And I did contact my broadband provider, and they were like, no, you can't like have it any faster because it's just part fiber here, not full fiber, because I live in the middle of nowhere. Right, 3-card reading. Let's go for it. What have you got for us today, universe? Use the tarot as your conduit. Right, what we've got here is Temperance, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Beautiful cards. Sorry, not Temperance, Judgment. What am I saying? So what this is saying is you've come to a crossroads. All right, there's a real crossroads, and there's some hard decisions to be made. Now, the Queen coming out in this spread, this Queen of Wands, is about fire and energy. So it's like infusing you to make that decision. Now, let's tie that in with the astrology for today, which was about that confidence boost. And what these cards are saying to me is that today you need to put your crown on and make a tough decision. Okay, and it's probably to do with a relationship or some kind of emotional new beginning, because we've got the Ace of Cups coming into this little trio here as well, this triptych of tarot, a conduit for the universe. So we've got a tough decision. You're being called on to step up to the mark. You're being called on to be that Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands gets the shiz done. Okay, she doesn't stand around and wait for somebody to make that decision for her or to help her out. She knows what she wants and she gets it. And you can be quite you have to be quite tough sometimes when you're being the Queen of Wands. Okay, she's a great leader, she's fair but firm, right? So sometimes this decision might be something that you don't really want to tell somebody. Are you being a bit of a people pleaser and just sort of trying to balance everything and keep everybody happy? Could well be that you need to just like put your big queen pants on and make that decision. And it looks like it's to do with this emotional new beginning. All right, so once it's out the way, it feels like the weight is off your shoulders and you get that emotional breath of fresh air, a little bit like the example I gave you just before with the astrology, like when you have that friend that you haven't contacted and it's like it's really difficult and it can give you a little bit of anxiety to start with, but then you do what you should do, you contact them and you actually manage to feel that weight off your shoulders, and it feels like that emotional new beginning for you. And I'm just looking at TikTok because I'm so not used to it, and it's like it's quite intriguing to see all the like stuff going on there, and I have no idea what any of it means, but I do believe Ebony has just sent something. Thank you, Ebony. I'm going to write down to pull you a card, a number 1 glitter badge. Thank you. So that's Ebony. Ebony, I shall be pulling you a card at the end. Thank you very much. If I do spot those, I will write it down. And I've also got one by It's Your Girl Ems. Thank you very much. I think I think that's what you've done as well. Oh yeah, girl arms. Okay, so right, I'm gonna have to find a better way of doing this, aren't I? But I'm on the case, trust me, I'm on the case, because I'm trying to get what's called a stream key, which is going to mean I can just stream to TikTok from within the little thing that I use YouTube, which is called Prism. So, okay, right, now we've done that, we're going to move on to the 12 double card pickup. So if you're on YouTube at Sky Spirit Creations, you'll be able to see me put the cards down. If you're on TikTok, you will have to rely on me telling you, and I will show you the cards as I read them for you, simply because of the screen format, because I've got 2 cameras on YouTube and just the one phone, which is sellotaped above my laptop for the moment. So it makes it more difficult. Okay, right. So if you have a question, if you think of that question in your mind right now, and choose a number between 1 and 12, choose the first number that comes into your head. Okay, don't dither and don't second guess yourself. Your intuition speaks up very, very quickly, and is usually the first thing that comes into your head. Yeah. When you see me do that, I'm just writing something down that I've seen go past in the chat. So choose a number. Now you can have more than one number, you can have all of them if you want. In fact, some people just tend to listen to the whole reading and pick and choose what resonates. Okay, so it's up to you how you do this. Now, what I would always say that's quite useful as well, because sometimes we ask the wrong questions, or the universe, or let's say your guardian angel, if you subscribe to angels, imagine your guardian angel has been trying to get a message to you for ages, and they're like, will you choose number 6? And you keep going, number 4, number 2. Sometimes it's better just to think, like to my words are all tumbling out now, mixed up, to clear your mind and just to accept something, just to ask for some guidance, and maybe choose a number or just listen. And when you find that message, you'll feel it in your heart chakra. You'll feel that expansion, because it's like that message is true for you. I always get tingles across that area. So if you get those little shivers, those tingles, that's like a confirmation. So if you're on TikTok, it's probably better to leave questions to the end if you can. I will try to pick some up, but if you put them in at the end, then it's going to be easier to find them. Good morning, Nacy. How are you doing? How is it down under? It's winter, isn't it? So it might be a bit chilly. Okay, right. And Ebony, if you keep seeing 12:50 a.m. and that's when your mum passed, I reckon that is definitely a tap on the shoulder for you. Right, let's get these cards down. I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We go around again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to read them for you in random order. So listen up for your number or numbers, or just listen up using your intuition to select that message that resonates with you, and watch out for the tingles of truth. Okay, good morning, Randhava. I've just seen that go past and I didn't catch your name properly. Right, okay, we're going to start with number 2 this morning. So number 2, what do we have? Okay, we have the Lovers and we have the 7 of Cups. All right, so what do these cards mean? Right, Lovers and 7 of Cups. Basically, what we've got here is a little bit of, we've got the Lovers, which is great if you're looking for a relationship, or if you are in a relationship and you're looking to strengthen that relationship or go for more commitment in that relationship. But what we're looking at here with the 7 of Cups is you feel a little bit spoilt for choice. If you can see that card there, you can see that this guy is having a real hard time choosing which cup to have. We've got all sorts of options. We've got a face, we've got something that looks like a ghost, a snake, a wreath, a salamander. We like salamanders in the tarot. It's all about fire and energy, and a castle. Okay, and some more flowers. And this is indicative of, right, there's too many choices here. So it feels like there's a relationship issue going on, and it's like you're not quite sure either who to choose or what to choose. Do you want to be committed? Do you want some independence? Do you want to take something forward with somebody? Do you just want them to disappear? That's sort of not knowing your true mind. Okay, now the message from the 7 of Cups, when it's tied with the Lovers here, because the Lovers is also about a choice, isn't it? it's basically you need to narrow down your options. You need to think about what you really truly want. If you've chosen number 2, or if this is resonating with you, then what you need to do, your mission, should you choose to accept it, would be to really hone your desires. Really think about, what is it I want from a relationship? Do I even want a relationship? Perhaps I'd be better single. You know, you need to actually narrow down those choices and firm up what you really want. Because if you think about how the law of attraction works, okay? You've got to be really direct about it. You've got to be like, right, I want this, this, this. Let's put a cosmic order in and bring that to me. Now, if you're like, I might have a bit of this, a bit of that, not sure if I want that or that or that, the universe is like, well, if you don't know what you want, then I don't know what you want either. So we're just going to stand back and you'll get out. So you need to firm up. You need to maybe narrow your choices. And it's looking like this relationship literally on the cards for you, or the strengthening of a current relationship. So that was number 2. Okay, where are we going to go next? We are going to go for number 1. Number 1, we've got the 10 of Swords reversed, and we've got the Ace of Wands reversed as well. So what do these cards mean? Okay, I feel like there's something that's been a bit disappointing, something that hasn't got off the ground. It feels this Ace of Wands reversed is very often a situation where your energy level's pretty low, okay? It feels like you're firefighting, and by that I mean you might be feeling like you're struggling from one issue to the next. You know, something happens and something else happens, and it's just these things, and they grind you down, don't they? And that sort of robs you of that energy. If you look at that card upside down, when it's this way up, it's very virile, and it's sort of fertile, and it's creating action. When it's up this way up, it's like your cup is empty, okay? You have poured too much from your jug of exuberance. You are energyless and feeling a little bit down about it. And this is why we've got the 10 of Swords reversed as well, because this isn't like a major catastrophe. It's just a situation where you're feeling oppressed, feeling pretty down about things, feeling like your energy's being sucked out of you, okay? I'm going to pull a clarifier on this. I don't normally do this. We've got 2 cards, but I want to have a look at how we're going to solve this, okay? How you're going to solve this, we've got the 6 of Pentacles. This is the card of giving and receiving. I feel like there's somebody who you can rely on around you, somebody who is able to help you. Now, if you're feeling like there's too much on your plate and you're doing too many things, juggling too many things, perhaps looking after somebody, looking after their feelings rather than yours, perhaps you can reach out for help to that person, or perhaps you can just say to that person, look, I need some space, I need some time to actually work on myself, because it feels like there's been too much going one way and not enough coming the other way. But it does feel like the help that you need to get rid of this block of energy is going to come from a third party, yeah? So it feels like that this card has got scales on it, and that's about balance. It's about re-achieving a balance. And if you look at the illustration on this image, okay, we've got a guy and he is digging around in his purse of gold. We've got these poor people at the bottom here who need the gold, and he uses the scales to ascertain who to give the gold to. So he's redressing the balance between the rich and the poor, okay? So it's when we see that contextually with these 2 cards, it's saying here's your energy down in the dumps, okay, down in your boots, all right? And then we've got this third party coming in who sort of gives you this so metaphorically hands you some gold and rejuvenates your energy, okay? So look out for that person who you can rely on, and if you can lean on somebody, you know, that lean on me thing. It's like somebody is there for you. I'm hearing that. It's like somebody wants to help you, okay, but you have to allow yourself to be helped. So that was number 1. If that resonated with you, then that's something for you to work on today. We're going to go for number 4 now. Number 4, we've got the Queen of Wands, we've got the Hermit reversed. So what do these cards mean? Okay, right. We have a need for you to get out more. When the Hermit's up this way, he's talking about there's a real need to become more isolated, to become more self-reflective. Good morning, Samantha on YouTube. How you doing? So this is a card up this way, which is talking about the need to be the hermit. When it's up this way, it's like you need to get out of your own head. Stop the self-reflection, stop the self-analysis, okay? Stop the self-doubt, the questioning of yourself. Be trustful of yourself. Again, that ties in with today's astrological aspects, because we're also talking about today, which is a confidence boost. So what we need you to do is to put your crown on, because here we have the Queen of Wands, fire, okay? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or somebody with those traits, somebody who is able to take control, who has fire in their belly, okay, who never doubts themselves, almost to a fault, you know, but they are very, very sure of themselves. And don't we all wish we could be like that? Because how many times you sit worrying about what people think about you, or you start worrying about, are you doing the right thing? Should you be doing something else? Is this the right path? I've made so many mistakes before. I'm paralyzed by fear to move forward. The Queen of Wands doesn't do that. The Queen of Wands just takes the bull by the horns and goes, this is my way or the highway. This is how I'm doing it. I'm off to do it, regardless of how it ends. And do you know, is that saying, you know, it's better to regret something that you've done than something that you never did. Okay, so these two cards together embody that energy. It's like, give it a go. Be that confident person from your youth. Remember when you didn't overthink everything? Okay, so if you've chosen number 4 and you're an overthinker, these cards are for you. Okay, stop that overthinking. That's that Hermit reversed. Get out more. It might well be that you actually get out more. If you've been stuck in the house and just like gone through one of those the less you socialize, the more you want to, the more isolated you become, the easier it becomes to be isolated. Okay, perhaps it's time that you were a bit tougher on yourself and made yourself go out, made yourself actually you know, take the bull by the horns. Be the Queen of Wands. Remember, with the tarot, you don't have to be female to be a queen. You could be any gender queen, okay? But the fact is, the Queen of Wands is a leader. She is fiery and she's in charge of her own destiny, okay? So those two cards are the really useful cards. I think they're really almost like a therapeutic lesson there, isn't it? It's like about stop the overthinking, be that queen again. Do you remember when you were that queen in the past? Go back to that feeling, okay? Channel that feeling. I love that. Right, where are we going now? If you're on YouTube, you can see me pick the cards up. If you're on TikTok, you can't. So just if you're on TikTok and you see me doing something over here, it's when I'm sorting the cards out. So we're going to go for number 3. We have got Judgment and we've got the 10 of Wands. All right, so these are quite clear cards to me when they're read contextually here. So Nacy, that's great feedback. Thank you very much. Basically, these two cards read together talk about you carrying emotional baggage, okay? Emotional baggage and problems, and you need to put these things down. It's carrying too many burdens, all right? And I feel like you are sorry if when I stall there, it's because I can't read and speak at the same time, and I'm getting used to reading the chat on YouTube, the chat on TikTok, and I'm like, and then like I can't remember what I was saying, so bear with me. And that's why I say, if you can, leave your questions to the end, because chances are I don't see them when they go past, okay? Particularly if you're sending a gift there, because I'd like to get to your question if you're sending me a gift, because that's a reciprocated energy thing, isn't it? It's like one exchange for another. And if you happen to be on YouTube, I've actually been able to activate that super chat thing as well, because we got to the right watch hours. So you can do that if you want, but do not feel obliged to do it at all. Okay, just wanted to tell you it's there. Right, okay, so you're carrying burdens, likely emotional baggage. Basically, it's come to a point where it's like has to be a decision made to put down this load that you're carrying. Okay, now it can be emotional baggage. What we can also do is we can carry guilt and regret, okay, and shame. is one of the most disgusting and destructive emotions. That sort of, you know, when you cringe, when you think about stuff that you did in the past, stuff that you said, how you acted, all sorts of things like that. So we need to put down that shame, put down that guilt, put down that regret, put down your emotional baggage and your burdens, because what we've got is judgment. Now, this is calling for you, when it's read contextually with this card, it's calling for you to stop being so judgmental about yourself, stop judging yourself, and actually start to appreciate yourself and the skills that you have. Look at the good things that you've done in the past. Look at the things that you've succeeded in doing, because it's time to use that judgment to move forward, because we've got a crossroads coming up. So you've got two choices. You can continue being weighed down by the past, okay? Or you can make a decision at this very moment that you're not going to let the rest of your life be weighed down by things that you can't change, okay? Because you can't bloody change them, all right? So is there any point in letting them destroy the future and the present? Yeah, it needs to be put to bed. You need to let go of regret and guilt and shame and things in the past. This burden needs to be let down, okay? Life is way, 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 way too short to let things that you can't change have an effect on your present or on your future, okay? Make that decision today and choose a new path. Choose a new path. And somebody has just asked to collaborate, and I keep getting those, and or to co-host, and you might as well not do that, because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to do it, okay? Because I could press that button and something dreadful could happen. So that was number 3. Beautiful cards, beautiful message. I think one that should resonate very, very strongly with somebody watching. It certainly resonates with me. And again, I forgot to choose my own number this morning, so I'm going to choose number 9, but I'm not going to take that one next. We're going to go to number 5. Did you choose number 5? Or will this resonate with you? Because these are beautiful cards too. What we have here is the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords reversed. Now, it's really weird. If you've been with me on YouTube for a while, because I have just started doing TikTok, but if you've been following me on YouTube for a while, you know that in the morning when we do these, very often we get so like a few interpretations that match each other. So it's like there's a message being shouted here for somebody, okay? This is quite similar. Good morning, Demi. If you leave that question till the end, I will write down your name, because I can see that you've just sent a gift there, and I would hate to miss you, but I'll tend to get to the questions at the end, because otherwise I would never get the forecast done, okay? And we just spend all hours doing the questions. So back to this, I distracted myself in my head there. What we've got here, that Four of Swords, if you look at that card, again, when you're reading tarot, look very closely at the illustrations. When the card is up this way, this is a guy in bed, okay, and he needs a rest. Now, turn him upside down, and he's being tipped out of bed, okay? And then we team that with the Ace of Cups, new beginning emotionally. And what you've got is like, this is a kick in the ass duo, okay? It's like going, your time of rest is over. The time of complacency, of procrastination, of holding yourself back, of not doing something, not moving forward, just like that. You know, that Four of Swords is like when you just isolate and you sit and you don't do anything, and you might be paralyzed by indecision, or you might just need a bloody rest. You might be exhausted, but you can get used to that, can't you? You become complacent. You become a victim of your own apathy, in that the less that you do, the less you want to do. And this card is that feeling embodied. It's like, right, it's not time to rest anymore. It's not time to rest on your laurels. It's not time to take it easy. It's time to be tipped out of your metaphorical bed and to get on with things, okay? You need to take the bull by the horns. You need to move forward, okay? Now, I'm saying that very, very strongly. It's a strong message, because we've got the Ace of Cups that I'm just seeing an orb go past on my phone there. Anyway, we've got the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning emotionally. Now, this could be a new relationship, or it could be the new stage of a current relationship, or it could just be you feeling like you're in a better relationship with your internal self, because the most important relationship you will ever have in this lifetime is the one that you have with your current self. Okay, because if you're not happy with that person, you won't be happy with anybody else for a start. And you know, it's just a recipe for that just feeling of like, you know, not being happy in your own skin. There's nothing worse, is there? So we need you to get out of the doldrums, all right, and move forward, because there's a new emotional beginning there, whether it is a new relationship or whether it is that refinding of the ability to love and appreciate yourself. And again, let's tie that in with these two cards here. Choosing a new path, choosing today as the first day of the rest of your life, choosing to let go of the past, to let go of Charlene's just said my buy me a coffee link isn't working. Okay, I'll try and fix that later. I didn't realize that. So put down whatever it is that troubles you, okay, and take this new beginning. Imagine the new beginning is something that is going to be one of the best things in your life. Yeah, be excited, be childlike about it, be brave, okay, and step forward, because this card isn't somebody who's being brave. It's somebody who's taking a back seat and not stepping out to do the things that that inspire them, that bring joy to their lives. Okay, so ignite the flame and bring the joy back into your life. Right, moving back over to my cards here. If you're on YouTube, you'll see this. If you're on TikTok, you will not. You'll just have to bear with me. Right, okay, so we've got Temperance reversed and we've got the Page of Cups reversed. So what do these cards mean? Okay, so we're looking at overindulgence. Okay, we're looking at a need for moderation. Now, this could be to do with creativity, inspiration, or love. It's like something that you're overindulging in is blocking this page energy. Okay, page energy, Page of Cups energy, this is a magic energy. The Page of Cups is magical. He or she is romantic. Okay, he is somebody who again brings joy. This is a joy bringer. Okay, it's the page is the child of the royal family, so they are somebody who is excited, who is inspired by their ability to enjoy life. Can be a new creative endeavor. Okay, can be something that's really inspirational, really artistic, or it can be new love. Okay, yes, Deanne, this is number 6, but this is blocked because we've got this reversal here. I read my reversals, some tarot readers don't. And this is Temperance reversed as well, which says to me there is a problem with overindulgence. Now, overindulgence can be hitting the bottle, okay? And I know all about that after having the hangover from hell yesterday. Never again, I swear, never ever again. But it can also be overindulgence on an emotional level. It can be wallowing in a negative emotion. It can be overindulgence. Now, I will give you some literal examples here. And remember, I think I was saying the other day, I give you the dots. It's up to you to join them, because when we're doing a 2-card generic reading, okay, this could apply to any number of situations. Yeah, it's sort of a generic thing, and you have to see, all right, okay, well, that is that. Okay, I give you the dots, you join them. A literal example might be, okay, that you have been wallowing over a relationship. You could have been sort of wallowing in self-pity, over subscribing to somebody, putting all your eggs in one basket, okay, which would be blocking forward motion, creative, romantic energy. Okay, another thing, you could have been overindulging in alcohol because you're feeling like your creativity has been compromised and you can't see a way forward and it feels like you can't move forward. Okay, that could be you as well. So there's just a number of things this could relate to, and I'm not being vague here to sort of, you know, cover all my bases and try and make this generic. It's that tarot cards are vague. Okay, they are the reason that they're vague is that they can apply to all sorts of situations. Your life is a snowflake. It is unique to you, okay? So the tarot are like, well, there's only 78 cards, and that's 78 upright and 78 reversals and whatever number of combinations that you've got, but they're not infinite, are they? There's got to be some kind of like interpretation on your part. So you have a job to do here as well. So we've got overindulgence. There's a need for moderation. This card screams out, okay, rebalance. Rebalance where your energy is going. Rebalance what you need to do, okay? Rebalance where your thoughts are. Are your thoughts going too much to the same place? Okay, is that the moderation that you need to unblock this page energy? And that page energy is about creativity, inspiration, and love. Okay, could well be that it is a relationship. Could well be that it's like, you know, an artistic or creative or spiritual endeavor. Okay, so thank you very much, Samantha. That's lovely to hear. Right. And Deanne, thank you for that too. Right, number 7. We're going to go for number 7. We've got the 8 of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the High Priestess reversed. I wondered if the High Priestess was going to come out today, because today is such a we've really got a lot of things going on. I think today it's not just about confidence astrology wise. There's also a lot of like indications that your intuition will be a bit heightened today. And the High Priestess is one of the cards which like screams intuition. Okay, now sadly in this little duo of cards, our High Priestess is standing on her head. Okay, because this card talks about, okay, you should be using your intuition at the moment. You should be using your gut to make a decision about something, but you're not listening to your gut, okay? And this decision, this is a portal card. This is our other card, the other partner, the other half of this little reading. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. We're talking education, training, learning new skills. This is a portal card. And in the tarot, when we see a portal card, it means it's a card that like takes you to a new level. It's like leveling up in a game. Yeah, you achieve your pentacles and you go through the door and you get to the next level of life. But we're looking at a reversal, okay? So we're looking at a blockage. We're looking at you not being able to achieve and move forward in some area of your life because you ain't listening to your gut. You're ignoring your intuition. Your intuition is so important. Now, if you think thousands of years ago, that was all you had to make your decisions. We didn't have Google. We certainly didn't have Google, but we didn't even have like, you know, like the ability to communicate with the written words, the ability to look up things and that, and the ability to know things. We had to use our intuition in a lot of cases, but our intuition was much stronger because we relied on it. Your intuition is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it will get. And if you're in any doubt about that, start using cards. Start using any cards, even if they're playing cards. Start using a pendulum. Start using some method of divination. And use it regularly. Use all sorts of things. Get yourself a crystal ball. I have one behind me somewhere. And just start practicing. Use your imagination. Your imagination is your intuition, just in disguise, okay? Sometimes it's difficult to discern what is imagination and what is a true insight coming from an external source. But the more you do it, the easier it gets to discern, the easier it gets to make that judgment call. Okay, so start practicing with your intuition. Start using your imagination. Make up stories. Pick up 3 cards and make up a story about them. Okay, and you'll find that you become more and more accurate until eventually you'll think, wow, that's not my imagination, that is my intuition. So I'm digressing here, I'm just waffling. Basically, you can't move forward until you start doing this, till you start using your intuition. If you're struggling with your intuition, I would say one of the easiest methods to use would be a pendulum. I'm just looking to see if I have a pendulum here. I don't, but pendulum on I used to use a piece of hair. If you've got really long hair, you can use this. I used to put one of my rings on a piece of hair, but you can use thread and a proper pendulum. Crystal pendulum is often very good, or you can use a ring because that's really sort of tied to you, isn't it? It's like tagged to you. It's got your energy on it. And then Just write down on 2 bits of card or write on your table yes and no, and use your pendulum to ask yes and no questions. Okay, now there's 2 different ways that you can look at that. Could work because maybe it's, you know, maybe it's an external source making the ring or pendulum move, or this is what I subscribe to. It's called an idiometer response. Now, I studied hypnotherapy back in 2007. An idiometer is used, it's like your body keeps the score. Your body knows the answers to certain things. Certain things like your mind. If you imagine, your mind never stops absorbing information. So we literally are able, sometimes your fingers will move a pendulum because your mind, your soul already knows the answer to something. So you can see, I mean, try it for yourself and decide how it works. We've all got different ideas how these things work, but I always think that's a really good way to connect with your intuition. Your intuition isn't supernatural. It's part of you. Yeah, it's just a muscle that you haven't used for a while, so it's got a bit flabby like the rest of me. Okay, all I need to do is get back on my bike and go out, but I'm a bit of an isolated hermit. So that's the message from those cards. Right, we'll move back over to my card screen. Sorry, if you're on YouTube, you'll see that. I am sorry that we are glitchy today, and it is my internet. So I'll have to find a way to sort it. I have tried. I think I might have to pay for data on my phone, like unlimited data, so I can do this, because I can't get my internet any faster according to my internet provider, and I've only got limited data on my phone because I'm poor. Well, I might just have to bite the bullet and try and upgrade. Right, we're going to go for number 8, isn't it? Number 8. This is what I need, the 10 of Pentacles, which is money, money, money. So that would have been handy for me. And we've got the 5, we've got the Hierophant. Now, what do these cards mean? This is like really funny how I've just mentioned that I need to find some money to get data on my phone. And then we've got these cards coming out, because what we've got here, interestingly enough, is we've got money coming your way. Okay, we've got, if you've chosen number 8, we are on 8, aren't we? We're on 8. If you've chosen number 8, or if this resonates with you, then you're in for a surprise. Okay, because we've got money coming your way. Money. Oh, there's a cat outside my door. I was like, what on earth? Right, we've got money coming. I thought it might be the money arriving already. Maybe the cat has got a gift for me. The 10 of Pentacles is often to do with generational money. It's often to do with money coming from family or friends, and it's often to do with inheritance. Okay, not always, but with it being a 10, and you can see the illustration on the card, it's very much family orientated. It's about that sort of multi-generations and money exchanging between them all. But in essence, it's a money is coming to you card. And then what we've got is the Hierophant reversed, which is about the path not well trodden, unorthodox, unusual, and alternative sources. Okay, so if you've chosen number 8, watch out for money coming to you. Samantha, if you almost picked 8 but then went with 7, don't do that, because 8 came into your mind first and you changed to 7. Go with the first number that you think of. And that's good, because it means that money's coming to you from an alternative source. So look out for money coming from something unorthodox, or perhaps it's money coming to you because you go down an alternative route. Okay, for example, you might decide to start some kind of spiritual pursuit, okay, but turning it into a business. Good morning, Mark. How are you doing today? You might decide to go down an alternative route. You might decide to try something like Reiki, or something very, very spiritual, something different. All right, that is your Hierophant reversed. It's bucking the trend. It's following your own star. Okay, it's doing your own thing, but to that way leads this monetary reward. So we've got money approaching you, but it's an unusual and alternative route that money's coming. And KLG says we're glitching on YouTube now. I do apologize for that. There's just not much I can do about it for now, so we're gonna have to just Just bear with me, okay? I hope you can hear me all right on YouTube. It's really strange. I think TikTok tries to prioritize the bandwidth somehow. I don't know how that works. Right, so that was number 8. Where are we going now? If you're on YouTube, you'll see me turn the cards over here. YouTube is at Sky Spirit Creations, just in case you want to come over to there as well. Just to add that I often put other videos on YouTube, like longer videos. So you might want to follow on TikTok and subscribe on YouTube and vice versa. And that would be really helpful. Doesn't cost you a thing, means a lot to me, and means that I can spend more time doing this in the long run, okay? Because I'm in here for the long haul. I really want to stick around and do this. So what have we got? Number 9. Beautiful, beautiful cards. 3 of Cups reversed, 6 of Swords. I do like that 6 of Swords. Right. We've got a situation of overindulgence. So the 3 of Cups, if you look at the 3 of Cups this way, we've got these wonderful ladies dancing with their glasses held high. They are like in party mode celebrating, okay? Now, this doesn't mean to say that you necessarily had to be out on the razzle, all right? But it's that sort of feeling of the party, but this is reversed. So it's like the party's over. You might well be the last one at the house party, sipping warm lager from a can that somebody's put a cigarette out in. All right. It's that sort of like feeling where it's like you've stayed too long in this place of celebration. Or it's like there's an alternative here as well. Again, tarot and nuance. So I'm going to give you 2 potentials here. You've either stayed too long at the party, or it's like the party never started. It's like you know, when you look back and you think, wow, I remember when I was like happy and I did these things and I spent time enjoying myself. Life was more of a party, and now it feels a bit flat. Okay, so we've got 2 potential explanations of this card, and apparently I've completely frozen on YouTube now. No, I'm back. All right, so if I freeze, I hope you can still hear me, and I will fix this for tomorrow. Sorry, for Monday. But the good news with these 2 cards is, all right, that we've got the 6 of Swords coming into play here, and the contextual relationship between these cards is important. Remember, when you're reading tarot, you're not reading singular cards. You're reading, if you're doing a spread, you're reading the whole spread. If you've even just doing this as a spread of 2 cards, you're reading those cards contextually. So what do they mean with each other? So we've got a party that's over, all right, or a feeling of joy that's not started or come to an end. But what we've got beautifully, we've got that 6 of Swords. Look at that card. This guy is sitting on the boat there, there, and he's basically, his mate is moving him away from troubled waters to smoother waters. So it's like, okay, you might be feeling a bit flat, or your lager might be flat at the metaphorical party, okay, but you're moving away from that. You're moving away from that situation now. It's like it's being left behind you, okay? It's time to start down a new path. It's time to traverse away from those troubled waters, move away from things which don't bring you joy, move away from the party that finished hours ago, okay? Time to start something new, all right? And it feels like you're being taken there. So this isn't a kind of, these aren't kicking the ass cards. These are like hang in there cards. These are like, yeah, the party's finished, but you don't need to do anything particularly. Just know that this time is finished, okay? Know that you're now going to the river of life. Here we've got the water. The river of life is now carrying you to a better place. So this is a real beautiful duo of cards for you to have, and they should be quite inspiring for you. Okay, so thank you, Mandy, for sharing that. Thank you to the mods. You are just so wonderful and do such a beautiful job. Brilliant cards for moving away from a troubled or flat time. Right, that was number 9. We're going to go for number 10 now. Oh, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. I wish Kaza was here this morning. And we've got the Tower reversed. So what do these cards mean? Right. It feels like you didn't get what you wanted It feels like you had put a lot of work into something, or you put a lot of energy into something and you expected to reap a harvest. Look at this card this way up. This man, as our friend Casabear would tell us, has grown his cabbages. Okay, she thinks he looks like he's weighing on his cabbages, but he's grown his cabbages, his pentacles, and he's just about to harvest them. So it's like, brilliant, they've grown, I've put loads of energy into it, now I'm going to reap the rewards. When we turn this man upside down, okay, it's like he's put the work in, but his cabbages are flat, right? He isn't harvesting them properly. It's like that bitter feeling of, I put so much into you and I got nothing out of you, yeah, or not enough. It's not been reciprocated. Sorry, there's me trying to read the chat again and getting my words tied up in my mouth. So there's that feeling of not having harvested, or not having a harvest after putting some energy into it. But we've got that teamed with the Tower reversed. Now, the way that these two cards work together in this little mini spread for me here, if you've chosen number 10, listen up. You might be feeling like you haven't got your own way, that you didn't get what you wanted, all right? But what you wanted would not have led you to a good place, okay? It's like that be careful what you wish for scenario, all right? So don't be feeling that things have gone wrong for you, okay? Because it feels like with these two cards together, the way that you thought was right would have led to your Tower moment, all right? And we don't really want a Tower moment unless we need to restart something and start all over again, all right? That's why the Tower is reversed here. It's because it's blocked. It's blocked because you didn't get your own way. You didn't go down a path. You didn't get the result that you wanted. But it's funny how life works out. Yeah, that's the message of these cards. Just accept that it wasn't meant for you, and always remember, when one door closes, another one opens. So there's something better for you. Now that we've got this harvest out the way, goodbye to that harvest, because there's something better for you down the road. Okay, and in actual fact, you've done yourself a favor. So that was number 10. Really interesting cards, those. We're going to go straight to number 12 now. Number 12. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Wands reversed, and we've got the Knight of Wands reversed. So what do these cards mean? Right, we've got a situation where it feels like you're not winning. Okay, it's like there's an event happening at the moment which has taken the wind from your sails, and that's your Knight of Wands reverse. And remember, wands are fire, the energy, the inspiration. When we're looking at reversals of them, it tends to mean that you're feeling a bit flat and energyless, like the joy has been sucked from your life somehow. And that's our Knight. Knights can be events, and it feels like there's an event going on around you that's making you feel like, I've lost again. I haven't won this battle. I feel overwhelmed. All right. It's an overwhelming sense of the joy, the energy being taken by events going on around you. Doesn't feel like this is your fault. Doesn't feel like it might not be even something you've instigated, might not be something you're actually involved with on a personal level, but it does feel like it's sucking you dry. It's sucking the joy out of something. It's making you feel like, oh, not again. You know, it's like one of those, like, I am tired of this situation. Okay, and that's your 6 of Wands reversed energy, where it feels like you are losing, you are overwhelmed. Again, I'm going to pull a clarifier here to find you a way out, and we've got one, because we've got the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is a knowledge seeker. He or she is a researcher, a digger for the truth. Okay, so this situation that's draining you, it feels like you're not sure of the facts about it, or there's something that you're not aware of at the moment with that situation. Feels like you need to dig a bit. Feels like you need to be the page, pick up the sword, look at this guy. When I say guy, could be a girl, could be a boy. He picks up the sword. When you see clouds in the tarot, think confusion. And that swords can be about mental clarity. It's cutting through the swords of confusion. The page is a new beginning, okay? So basically what you need to do is pick up your metaphorical sword and cut through the clouds of confusion. And how do you do that? You search for the truth. You become the Page of Swords and you look for the truth in this situation, all right? Because it could well be that you're deluding yourself, or it's like you can't see the wood for the trees. It's like you're so involved in the minutiae of what's going on and what's going wrong that you're not learning the lesson from the situation. You're not looking at it with clear vision. All right, so we need to pick up the sword. You need to seek the truth in the matter, and that will move you past it. So that was number 12. If that resonated with you, that's not a bad... Oh, Cather Bear, you're there. You missed your 7 of Pentacles card. The Cabbage Man was here for you. Right, number 11. Number 11, what do we have to finish on? We have got the Ace of Swords reversed and we've got the Two of Cups reversed. What do these cards mean? Right, we've got a relationship on the rocks, so we've got disharmony between two people, we've got fallings out, we've got breakdowns of relationships, and we've got this actually sort of making you feel like you can't move forward. It feels like you're stuck still in the breakdown of a relationship. It's like harking back to something that went wrong with somebody. Okay, it's like it's affecting you. I'm trying not to read the chat because then I can't speak. So we've basically got that the Ace of Swords reversed is about feeling, when it's up this way, okay, look how powerful and full of energy that card is. It's very phallic and it can mean fertility. When it's up this way, it can mean infertility, but it can also mean being infertile in your life. So unable to manifest, unable to make seeds grow, unable to move forward. And the reason for that is you're stuck with this disharmony or breakup of a relationship, okay? This problem that occurred between two people, likely to be a partner, feels like you keep harping back to it. Feels like you're not going to move forward until you get it straight in your head. Do you ever get that when there's something happened and you've got like you're going over it in your head, like he said this and she said this and he said this, and you sort of like have to work it through. You have to, like, your brain has to do that machination thing. Is that even a word? Machinating? Machinations? I'm not sure. Your brain is chewing it over constantly and looking for answers, okay? And it feels like this is what's happened. And we've got this going round and round and round. If you do spreadsheets, this will be like a circular equation where you put the answer to a sum in the cell that contains the formula, and the spreadsheet goes into like this mad circular thing where it just like basically falls apart. It's that sort of thing. You're stuck in a rut. You're stuck going over the same question, looking for an answer that might not be there. This is like sometimes when you drop stuff all over the floor, you stop and you pick it up before you move on. And sometimes you just have to leave it behind, kick it out the way and move on. All right. That would be the embodiment of the energy of these cards. It's like sometimes there is no reason. Sometimes there is no answer. Sometimes you've just got to move forward. Okay. And stop going over things and looking for an answer that you're not going to get. So that was our 12 double card pickup, and I'm still struggling with the name of that. It needs to be more tripping off my tongue easier. Now I am going to look for the questions that I've written down, which wasn't written down very well because I can't read my own writing now. If you've got a question and you're still here, then it's a really good time to put your question in, and I'll try and get through as many as I can in the time that we have. So just bear with me while I give these cards a good shuffle, because we do like a nice shuffled deck on this channel. A good shuffle does wonders for the soul. Made no sense whatsoever, did it? I'm just like filling in dead air with the sound of my own voice while I try to shuffle. It's like every single second of saying nothing on a live feels like you're just sitting saying nothing for ages and ages. Good morning, Christina, and welcome. It's good to see you. Right, still shuffling, still shuffling. If you've got a question, put it in. Thank you very much Is it Fabo? I can't really read the screen from here. Did Fabo have a question? Mandy, have you pinned any questions up there? I don't know. I haven't seen any. I've got a couple written down. So, right, I'm gonna do Ebony's. Ebony asked for a card. I don't know if Ebony's still here because it looked like she might still be here, but I'm gonna do you anyway, Ebony, if you're still watching. So, what do we have for Ebony? Right, in order to move forward, Ebony, you're going to need to address your balance because it feels like you're spinning too many plates, you're taking on too many problems. You are at that stage where, you know, have you seen somebody in the circus that gets all the plates spinning and they have to go around and like keep them all going? But if they get too many, they're like running faster and faster and faster and faster, and then they crash all over the ground. Metaphorically, that is you, okay? You have taken on too much and you're thinking too much about somebody, okay? And it's getting your head tied in knots, all right? Your head's in knots. You need to put down some of those emotional spins. Now, think about a computer as well. Here's another analogy for you. A computer with too much going on in it will eventually, all the windows will start crashing, okay? That's what's going on for you at the moment. You need to address the balance. You need to go back to being this way up, all right, which is about balance. It's about being able to manage your emotions because it's a card of instability and it's a card of letting things crash to the floor when it's this way up. Now, what we also have here is a new relationship. So it feels like what these cards are saying, it's a new relationship or it's a new way forward with a relationship. But it's like saying you need to stop this overthinking, going over things, keeping those plates spinning, all of them, trying to cover all your bases. You need to just chill out a bit and step back from something, because what you've got is that page energy, Page of Cups, new energy, new emotional energy, could be new, could be a new relationship, could be the beginning of a new stage of feeling better about yourself. Now, the Page of Cups can also be a message coming to you, okay? So it feels like if you've been waiting to receive a message from somebody as well, then this could be something that you can find in the next couple of days. You will find that contact will be made, okay? So if Ebony, if you're still watching, I hope that helps. Thank you. Mandy has pinned a question for me on TikTok. Will I pass my mock test today? Sammy, I hope so. I hope so. Let's ask the card, shall we? I'm going to go with just one card here and we're going to go for a yes, no. Okay, we have got the Six of Swords, which to me is saying yes, because it's moving from one state to another. So if you pass that mock test, it's like this is a portal card because it's taking you somewhere, yeah? So it feels to me like you'll pass your mock test today. Be confident. Imagine you've already passed it, yeah? You've got the skills, you've put the work in, okay? Now just let it unfold, okay? Now, if that's your driving mock test, when I did my driving test, we didn't do the theory or anything like that, but it took me 5 times to pass my driving test, literally because I was so nervous and unconfident. And it's one of the most important things, isn't it? We just act so differently when we're confident. So be confident. I see you passing that mock test. Right, we're going to go to Kaza Bear. Do you see my finances increasing anytime soon? I hope so, Kaza. I hope we all are showered in coins. Let's have a look. Kaza Bear. Right. Okay, ooh, this is interesting. We've got some organizational structure here. It feels like you're being paid out by an organization. It feels like this is about banking as well. This is the Hierophant. This is about things like banks and corporations. So it feels like we've got a nod here, which is about some kind of organization. Now, we've also got this teamed with the Two of Cups, which is a card of harmony. So it feels like your finances are going to improve, but it feels like there's a duality here as well. So it could be that you're involved with another person in order to make your finances improve. So you would see these again. This is a literal example, Kaza Bear. So it would be like if you were starting a business in a partnership. These would be really good cards because you've got the bank on your side, you've got the partnership, okay? But it does feel like the finances are improving. And we've also got the Five of Swords Five of Swords reversed, which is leaving conflict behind as well. So just looking at these two cards together, the Two of Cups, the Five of Swords reversed, that's very much about leaving a conflicted situation behind. Okay, so you've asked me a question about finances, but we're also getting a nod here that you are leaving a situation, a difficult situation behind, and there's going to be a position of harmony with somebody as well. But that Hierophant says to me organization and structure. Okay, so look out for money improving because of some kind of corporate, some kind of organization, some kind of banking thing. It feels very structured. Can also be a path that's very well trodden, so something that's very orthodox, something that's quite traditional. And I can see what TikTok's going to do, because it's doing that funny spinny thing, and any minute now it's going to give me a little jigsaw piece to pull across and fit to the, I don't know why it does this. Right, it always goes, right, your live will end in 4 minutes or what have you, and then we get a little jigsaw thing, which I have to do a little puzzle on the screen in order to keep it going. So hopefully I can do that. Oh, but I've got a bit of sellotape across the front of the phone. Oh no, just bear with me. Hopefully TikTok won't finish. Oh, it's come back on. I think I've now got a creator agency working on there, so it might be to do with that, so I might not have to do the jigsaw thing anymore. Right, okay, Christina's question. Where is Christina's question? Is Lee still missing me until now? Okay, Christina, is Lee still missing you? Let's have a look. Just giving the cards an extra shuffle here for you, Christina. And we've got a question pinned on TikTok as well. Jermaine, I'll be coming to you next. Right, Christina, is Lee still missing you? Right, okay, so it feels like Lee's missing you, but there's a lot going on around him. It feels like there's people having words in his ears. It would be like that situation where somebody's telling him like, oh no, you don't, no, you don't want to be involved with that. This is like a situation with too much trouble. Feels like people have put in words in his ears, yeah? And we've got this situation where he's the Knight of Wands. So it's like, he feels like he misses you. He knows in his own heart that he's missing you, but he's got people putting words in his ears. That's the only way I can describe it. That's how I'm feeling it, is there's people that are sort of trying to persuade him that he's better off not missing you. So it feels like he does miss you. We've got that Knight of Wands coming out very clearly. That's a real positive card when you've asked a question like that, which in effect is a yes, no, but we've also got a bit of a sort of nuance there. It's like, okay, basically, but other people are trying to change how he feels. What we also have though is the Eight of Wands. Now the Eight of Wands is a card which we sometimes call Cupid's arrows as well. What I sometimes find with tarot is that all these cards have got little explanations and interpretations, and you'll ask a question and it's like the tarot is trying to give you the right card to answer, yeah, but it's like there's not one that matches it exactly, so it sort of gives you these little clues. And that card, the clue for me there is that card is sometimes known as Cupid's arrows. All right, so it feels like Lee still feels that pull to you, so does miss you, okay, but there's people who are talking to him to try to persuade him that he's better off not missing you. Okay, right, okay, Jermaine, is your comment up there? I can't see the, oh, Mandy says she's posting the questions on YouTube. Oh, Mandy, you're a star. Jermaine, where's Jermaine's question gone? I'm going to have to scroll up. Good morning, Brittany. How are you doing? Where is Jermaine's question? That was from Mandy, wasn't it? I'm looking for the name Jermaine, and it's going to be Mandy that I'm looking for. Jermaine, will Harland W be a good move for me career-wise? Okay, Jermaine, we're going to go for that. Will Harland W be a good move for Jermaine? Career-wise, excuse me. Okay, right. Right, okay. So what we've got here is, sorry, that was that way up. We've got the Six of Cups reversed, which is like, okay, don't be looking into the past, all right? Because it feels like your way forward is something completely new. So if Harlan W is something completely new, it feels like this is the way forward for you rather than something else that's been in the past. What we've also got there is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, when he's up this way, is a real sort of, he moves very slowly, all right? When he's up this way, it feels like it's an opportunity that needs to be taken more quickly. And that is confirmed by the third card, which is the Ace of Wands. This couldn't be a better card for you, Jermaine, because it's about new beginnings. It's about taking hold of that staff, starting something new. Wands are very often to do with Ones are very often to do with work because it's energy, it's fire, it's inspiration and creativity. Okay, so it feels very strongly like Harlan W will be a good move for you career wise. Looking at those cards, Physiona, was I right to forgive? Let's have a look. I still can't see the pinned cards at the top of TikTok for some reason. Yes, you were right to forgive because we've got the harmony in relationships here, and we've got the Empress who is forgiving. Okay, the Empress is the mother, she's the nurturer, she grows things in a beautiful garden. Bitterness doesn't grow, does it? Bitterness just kills and destroys, whereas forgiveness is powerful for both you and the other person. Forgiveness allows you both to grow. Okay, so those two cards together are really, really a strong indicator that yes, you were right to forgive. And then we've got that followed up by the Hierophant, okay, which it's about organizations, corporation, it's also about marriage and commitment. Okay, so it's like forgiving has enabled you to move to a better, more committed phase with somebody. It's like you become more structured with them. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you, Physiona. Is Nick gone forever? That's Laurie. Laurie, is Nick gone forever? Let's have a look. Is Nick gone forever? Right. Right. We've got the fact that you need to move on. Okay, we've got the Chariot coming out here. Laurie, I feel like whether Nick's gone forever or not, it's time for you to let go of him and to move forward, because we've also got the Nine of Pentacles coming out now. When the Nine of Pentacles is up this way, it's our independent lady. Okay, she knows her own mind, she lives in her own garden, she looks after her own shizzle. Okay, when she's up this way, it's like somebody who's become too dependent on somebody else. And then we've got the Ace of Swords reversed as well, which is an inability to move forward. It's an inability to start something new. It feels like what you need to do, Laurie, is to move on from Nick, because whether or not he misses you or whether or not he's gone for good, it feels like you're stuck in a rut thinking about him and you can't move forward and you can't change and you can't take the full energy of the Ace of Swords, which is about new beginnings. Okay, that would be these two cards upright, independent woman moving forward. You got them this way. That is showing me that you're not that independent woman at the moment, and you need to let go of this. You need to move on. The Chariot, get in the Chariot, leave him behind. Okay, Nisha, is it over with S? Okay, let's have a look. Nisha, is it over with S? Let's see. Right, okay, we've got Four of Swords, the King of Swords reversed, and then we've got the Five of Swords. Right, your S feels like he's been a very disruptive influence on you, and it feels like it's got you exhausted because it's one of those people who is not able to emotionally commit. He's not emotionally available. Okay, it feels like this person has caused you so much disruption. Thank you so much, Samantha. Thank you. They've caused you so much disruption, yeah, that you felt exhausted and drained by them. Now, what you've got here is a situation, the Five of Swords this way up. It's a situation of you winning the battle, but you're looking back. Look at this card. The guy in this sword is actually looking back. He's beat these two people up and nicked their swords. And then as they walk off into the distance, he's like, hang on a minute, come back. I didn't mean to take your swords. Okay, so I feel like this person is going to try to return to you, but you need to recall how unsettling and how many problems they've caused you and how exhausted, Four of Swords, they've made you feel. Okay, because I feel like to go back to them would cause you regret in the future. Okay, so yes, I feel like they might be coming back because they're looking back, but it's up to you to be a bit stronger about that. Right, back onto, I did make a list. I've got It's Your Girl Arms, one card. Right, if you're still there, you've got the World, my dear. So that is like about confidence. It's about new starts. You're at the end of a karmic cycle. Something is ending karmically for you. It's time to move on. Remember, when one cycle finishes, another one begins. Okay, so something's finishing, but something's beginning. That World card is one of the best cards in the deck. Okay, it's about completing successfully, and then it's about starting something else freshly. Linda, what do we have for you this morning? Linda, I think you're on YouTube, aren't you, Linda? Right. Linda, you need to see things more clearly, my dear. This is about fantasy and dreaming. You've been dreaming about something, but it's causing you to feel like the fool. And I don't mean that you're being foolish. It means this way up, being more reckless than foolish. And it's because you are not getting you're not seeing things as they are. It's like living in a fantasy world, not knowing which way to go, recklessly stepping into something without considering your options. Now, the way that these tie together is this Eight of Swords card. And if you look at that lady, Linda, that is you in a prison of your own making. And the way that that prison has been made is that you need to take your rose-tinted glasses off, i.e. Seven of Cups energy, okay? It's like you need to see things as they truly are. And then she's got a blindfold on, okay? But she's put her own blindfold on. And that blindfold is one of, is disreality a word? Unreality, that's it, unreality. It's not true. What you believe in isn't true. Yeah, so you need to actually see things as they are. And I think this, I'm not meaning this as a negative way. It feels positive. It feels like you might be worrying about something that isn't going to happen. Yeah, I know that it's easy to say and worry never changed anything, but it feels like the thing that you're worrying about, the fantasy that you're living in and acting recklessly, it's not something that's going to manifest. Okay, so you can take that blindfold off and you can become more confident. Again, we are looking at the astrology today, which is about confidence, isn't it? So the message from the skies today for everybody is trust yourself. Yeah, trust yourself. Okay, Shakita, does Daryl miss me? Right, let's have a look. Thank you, Shakita. Does Daryl miss Shakita? I'm just going to give these an extra shuffle here. Does Daryl miss me? Shakita. Let's see. Okay, so Daryl is going through a transformation, and Daryl feels like he is tired of waiting around for something, and he's going to transform. So I do believe that he misses you, but it feels like he's got work to do on himself, and that's confirmed by that 10 of Wands coming out reverse. Remember, that's emotional baggage. It's not that he couldn't be with you. It's something about him that needed to be worked on, okay? And it's not going to work until he's able to do the self-work. He needs this transformation. This death card, we never run screaming from the death card in tarot because it's actually a positive card. It's like getting rid of the old and moving forward. It's a transformation from one stage to the next, yeah? The Hanged Man reversed. Excuse me, it's about a need to be the hanged man. The hanged man hangs around and does self-reflection and accumulates knowledge and wisdom. When he's up that way, it's like, hang on a minute, he needs to do the self-reflection. He needs his transformation. He needs to get rid of some emotional baggage. You'd see these cards coming out if somebody had a real need for some therapy or counselling. So, Shakita, to answer your question, I know I'm digressing here. Yeah, he might miss you. but it's like the problem is his to solve. He needs to spend this time to transform in order to be able to have a chance to move forward with you. Okay. Right, Demi, what do we have for you? This is one card for Demi, I believe. Right, we have got the Ace of Pentacles, Demi, okay? Ace of Pentacles, if you're still watching, Demi, this is about a new beginning, and it's likely to do with work. It's like there's an opportunity that's going to be handed to you. So if you are looking for a new job or a new opportunity or starting something new, then Demi, I see this coming to you. It's like there's an opportunity coming from the clouds for you, and it's something that you probably won't expect, and that's why it's an ace. That's why it comes, the hand comes through the clouds. It's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. But don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that the saying? Take it. Take the gift from the hand, okay? Because it feels like this is something that's going to be a really good new beginning for you. I can't read that. Little Spinner 74. What do we have? Is Christoph cheating on me? Oh, I hate these questions because I don't like being the bearer of bad news. But I will tell you like it is. So if I do see it, I will tell you that. Do remember, the tarot is not infallible. It is up to you to join the dots that I give you. So if the tarot was infallible, basically, I wouldn't be sitting here. I would be sitting in the Maldives because I would have won the lottery. All right. So do remember that. So don't go like gunning for Christoph because I tell you something here. But I'm going to be honest with you as to what I see. So, right. Okay. I would say no. I would say what we're looking at here is a new beginning, because it feels like there's been some backbiting and there's been some arguing that's been going on between you. And I don't think it's a situation of cheating. I feel like you've got a new beginning on the cards. It feels like we've got a portal card here. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. That's a new beginning, but there's lessons to be learned. All right. You both need to learn some lessons, and you both need to stop this bickering situation that's been happening, because it's not driving him physically away, but it feels like there's a divide between you mentally and emotionally that's been caused by unresolved issues, niggling, backbiting. But there is this new beginning. It's going to take some work. That's why we've got the Eight of Pentacles there. The Eight of Pentacles is about that learning that's required in order to go through that new door and level up to that Ace of Wands moment. I can see Mandy's pinned a few questions up there and I can't see them. So I don't know what they are. Let me just have a look on YouTube. Hi Tashelle, how are you doing? I can't see any more questions. Oh, good morning, Lorraine. I think we've done the double card pickup, Lorraine. So I can't remember what number 7 was, but I will pull you a couple of cards there. Right. You've got the High Priestess, that's you, that's the spiritual lady, but we've also got the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the Five of Pentacles, okay? So, Lorraine, you know, I know a little bit about you, but I'm sensing here that there's a situation with money again and potentially losing money. Remember not to give that money away to people who don't deserve it, all right? Because you need to be the Queen of Pentacles strong about this. You're the High Priestess, you've got intuition, okay? But it's time to balance that with some practicality, all right? That Queen of Pentacles is practical. That High Priestess is deep, is intuitive. But that Five of Pentacles is about financial loss that's perhaps instigated by your need to help somebody else, okay? So just make sure that that you're putting your money in the right place. Yeah. And KLG, that is absolutely fine. Thank you so much for your help. Love you lots. So Lorraine, just watch those purse strings. Okay. Gav has pinned a comment. Where have my pinned comments gone on TikTok? I can't see them. I can't see any pinned comments on TikTok for some reason. I don't know how to fix that. Let's see if I can No, if I start messing with TikTok, I'm going to do something awful because my phone's sellotaped up there because I haven't got a way to multi-stream using Prism at the minute with TikTok, but I'm getting there. Okay, got one from Gina. Gina, does Veer love me from his heart? Oh, I hope he does, Gina. Let's ask the cards and see. We've got another 6 minutes to go till we hit the hour, so time for another couple of questions. Right, Gina, does Veer love me from his heart? Okay. Right, okay, so we've got temperance. This is about moderation. This is about balance. Okay. This is about this temperance angel has got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land, because it's about that balance between earth, which is practicality, and water, which is emotions. So it feels like you're being told it's not just from his heart. It feels like there is a real good balance. You're a good match here, but we've also got the 7 of Wands. Now that is somebody who's also having to stand their ground. Okay, so it feels like yes, I would say that he does love you, but there's this need for you to be a bit stronger. Okay, because I feel like you can be a bit soft with this person, and that's indicated by your 3rd card, which is your Queen of Wands reverse. So what we need you to do is to put your crown back on and be a bit firmer. Okay, because we've got a situation that could be truly beautiful. Okay, so the situation with Veer could be beautiful, but you need to toughen up, Gina, okay? And that's being indicated by these 2 cards. So look at this guy standing with this wand like this, like defending what is his, okay? Not giving in, not being a pushover, being the queen. Now remember, she came out reversed, and that's what's being indicated by the contextual relationship between these 2 cards. It's like you're going to have to be stronger with this person, all right? They might love you, but love isn't everything all the time, is it? There also needs to be that, you know, people only treat us as we allow them to treat us. So if somebody is like not contacting you and things like that, don't stand for it. Don't contact them back. Don't chase, right? Let them come to you. Thank you very much, Gina. I can't see if I've got any more questions. And it's 11:57. I don't know if I've missed anybody. I will go through. Oh, Kajia, does Pani have feelings for me, or has he for somebody else? Okay, let's have a look. Sorry if I mispronounced your name there. I can't see the screen very well because I'm old and need glasses, and I haven't got them because they're the wrong like distance. So I would be still like that because they're just a bit strange. Right, okay. Now that's interesting, because we've got the world, we've got something to do with karma here, we've got death reversed, we've got a situation that needs to be eliminated. It feels like he may have had feelings for somebody else, somebody from his past, but it feels like that's the end of a cycle for them. Feels like it's been completed. It's the end of a karmic cycle. It feels like he needs to let go of that before he can move on. But the good news for you is that we've got the 5 of Cups reversed. Now when it's up that way, it's about emotional loss, so I'd be saying something very different if we were up that way. But this way is something returning to you. So my advice to you would be to be patient. Allow this person to sort out this link to the past that's holding them back, because then they will come to you. It's like, what is that saying about, if you love something, let it go. If it was yours, it'll return to you. If it doesn't return to you, it was never yours in the first place. That embodies these cards, okay? But I do sense this cycle is finished. This work needs to be done by him in order to move forward, to put this cycle, to see the death of it, yeah? And then he will return to you. Okay, right, Deanne, why are you feeling so drained and lacking normal enthusiasm? Any indication, a way to correct it? Ooh. Right, there's a card that's jumped out at me there, and I always read cards that jump out. Okay, so we've got the Tower reversed, Deanne. So that is basically a confirmation that you're feeling that something. Feel like I wish I'd seen this card this way up. Now you might think that's strange because it's a tower and people are like, oh, the tower, it means catastrophe. But sometimes things need burnt down. Sometimes things need swept aside. Sometimes you need to start again. Okay. So with it being this way up, it feels like there's a real need for you to knock something down and start it again. Okay. I feel like you're being drained because there's something draining. That makes that just like massively obvious, isn't it? You're being drained because something's draining you, but it feels like it's in your power. I'm going to pull the rest of your cards here. It's in your power to move past this, okay? But you need a tower moment. You need to be able to rebuild, and that is confirmed by the cards that I've also pulled. So we've got the Three of Wands here, which is about expansion and progress. Okay, it feels like your way forward is to address the thing that is draining your energy. Okay, what is it that needs to change for you to move forward? And this Knight of Swords came out as well. Now this is a card of rushing in, so it feels like the thing that's draining your energy might be to do with the fact that you've basically exhausted yourself by being the Knight of Swords, by rushing into things. Now I also pulled the Five of Wands reversed, which indicates to me that there's so much going on around you. There's so many bits and pieces and people saying one thing to you and people saying another. Feels like you might have fallen out with people around you, or like there's that situation where relationships become a bit strained with people around you. You might have rushed into things and feel regretful about how you've dealt with certain situations. Okay, and it feels like this needs put to bed. That feels like that's draining your energy. Now the way that we're going to solve this is the Eight of Pentacles. Is there are lessons to be learned from what you've just gone through. Don't spend time mulling over it to the fact like, oh, I did something wrong, how can I fix this? It doesn't feel like it's fixable. The only way to fix something like this with this tower reversed here is to get rid of it, is to knock it down, is to eliminate it and start again, because that is going to give you your portal moment. Your lesson will be learned. You'll go through the portal to that new level. And then we've got the Three of Wands, which if you look at that, it's a beautiful card. It's you looking over new horizons. And the final one I pulled there, gosh, you got a few cards. I just kept going with them. We've got the Ace of Wands there as well. So this is a real indicator that that's the positive route for you. That's your expansion. That's your way past this, is to get rid, to push this issue with the people around you. There's too much going on around you. You need more focus. You need more, what is that? Monofocus. Too much stuff, too much noise, too much emotional noise. You need monofocus to move forward to your Ace of Wands moment. Okay, and we're past the hour there. I am going to call that a day. I apologize if you've sent gifts on TikTok and I haven't got to you. But I will see if there's a way on TikTok that I can go through and write things down, and then I'll come to you straight away next time I'm on live. And I think what we'll probably do over the weekend is we'll have a live just answering questions without a forecast. So that's probably going to be the time when I can answer some questions. We'll just do one more. I've got a question I can see there from Visa. Will I get a job in July? Let's have a look. That's a nice easy one, isn't it? We've got a yes or no answer here. Okay, so right, we've got two kings, one up, one down. I feel like you're going to get two offers here, but I feel like it's going to be a difficult decision to make because you've got the Ten of Wands there as well. So it feels like it's not going to be an easy choice for you to make. There's a job there for you. Choosing the right one is going to be where your problem's going to be, because you've got two options coming in for July on the table. Okay, right, we're going to call that a morning, a day, an evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been wonderful to spend time with you this morning, this evening, this afternoon, today. I'll try and see if I can find people who've sent me gifts on TikTok to see if we can answer those questions next time. If I can. Still learning how to use TikTok, but I've got somebody